Most people believe the middle-class lifestyle represents financial success. A stable job, reliable paycheck, financed car, larger house, vacations, upgraded technology, and steady consumption all appear to signal progress. From the outside, it looks comfortable. It looks safe. It looks responsible. But underneath that image is a financial system quietly trapping millions of people in a cycle of dependence. The middle-class trap is dangerous because it does not feel like failure. People are not starving. They are not completely broke. They are surviving well enough to believe they are moving forward, even while financial pressure continues growing every year. The trap works because the lifestyle appears normal. Society encourages it constantly. Work harder, earn more, upgrade your lifestyle, finance bigger purchases, reward yourself for success. But what most people never realize is that every new payment slowly removes freedom from their future. A larger mortgage requires a larger income. A luxury car payment requires continued employment. Credit card debt creates dependency on future paychecks before those paychecks even arrive. Over time, people become financially trapped by obligations they voluntarily accepted because they believed those obligations represented success. This is why so many middle-class households feel constant stress despite earning decent money. Their entire lifestyle depends on uninterrupted income. One job loss, one medical issue, one economic downturn, or one emergency can suddenly destabilize everything. That is not financial freedom. That is financial fragility disguised as stability. The real problem is that most people are taught to increase spending as income rises, instead of increasing ownership, investments, and cash flow. Every raise becomes an excuse for lifestyle expansion. Bigger apartment, newer car, more subscriptions, more dining out, more financed purchases, more convenient spending. But income alone does not create wealth. Wealth is built through ownership, retained income, and long-term assets. Most middle-class households focus almost entirely on consumption, while wealthy people focus on accumulation. That difference changes everything over time, because the wealthy purchase assets that generate future income, while the middle class often purchases liabilities that generate future payments. One of the biggest drivers of the middle class trap is lifestyle inflation. This happens when increased income automatically leads to increased spending instead of increased financial security. Most people never consciously decide to become financially trapped. The process happens gradually. Someone gets promoted and upgrades apartments. Then they upgrade vehicles. Then they justify more expensive vacations because they work hard. Then subscriptions increase. Convenience spending grows. Private financing becomes normal. Before long, almost the entire paycheck becomes committed before it even arrives. The dangerous part is that none of these purchases feel extreme individually. They feel earned. They feel reasonable. That is exactly why the trap works so well. People confuse increased spending with improved quality of life. But quality of life built entirely on payments creates long-term pressure, not freedom. The middle-class trap convinces people that appearing successful matters more than becoming secure. This creates an endless cycle where people work harder simply to maintain lifestyles that no longer bring meaningful happiness. Stress increases. Burnout increases. Burnout increases. Financial anxiety increases. Yet spending often continues because consumption becomes emotional relief from the pressure created by the lifestyle itself. This cycle becomes extremely difficult to escape because identity gets attached to spending. People begin measuring success through visible upgrades instead of actual financial strength. A financed luxury vehicle creates the appearance of wealth, even while destroying long-term cash flow. A larger house creates social status, even while increasing financial pressure. Expensive consumption becomes normalized because everyone around them is doing the same thing. Social comparison quietly fuels financial destruction. Most people are not making financial decisions based purely on logic. They are making decisions based on emotion, identity, status, and social conditioning. That is why escaping the middle-class trap requires more than budgeting. It requires changing how you define success entirely. Real wealth is not about looking rich. Real wealth is about control. Control over your time. Control over your choices. Control over your future. Control over your future. A person with low monthly obligations, strong savings, investments, and flexibility is financially stronger than someone earning twice as much while drowning in payments. Another major reason people remain trapped is because they are taught to value income over ownership. Traditional financial thinking tells people to focus almost entirely on getting higher-paying jobs while ignoring the importance of acquiring assets. Income matters, but income without ownership creates dependency. If your entire financial life depends on actively working every month, you are still vulnerable no matter how impressive your salary sounds. Wealthy people understand this deeply. They focus on building systems that continue generating value even when they are not actively trading time for money. Investments, businesses, real estate, dividend-producing assets, and scalable systems all create financial leverage. Most middle-class households never build enough leverage because almost all extra income gets consumed by lifestyle expenses. That leaves very little capital available for long-term asset accumulation. The result is decades of hard work without meaningful financial independence. Many people reach retirement age still dependent on monthly checks because they spent their highest earning years funding consumption instead of ownership. This is why the middle-class trap becomes especially dangerous over long periods of time. It delays freedom while creating the illusion of progress. Another major issue is debt normalization. Debt has become so common that people barely question it anymore. Car loans, student loans, mortgages, credit cards, payment plans, and financing agreements are treated like normal parts of adulthood. But every payment represents future labor already committed. Debt steals future flexibility. The more payments someone carries, the less freedom they actually possess. Many people believe debt is manageable as long as payments remain affordable. But affordable does not mean wise. Small payments spread across years quietly consume enormous amounts of income over time. Interest compounds against people while assets fail to compound for them because there is not enough money left to invest consistently. Escaping this cycle requires aggressive awareness. People must begin viewing debt differently. Instead of asking whether a payment fits into the monthly budget, ask whether the payment is reducing future freedom. That question changes financial behavior dramatically because it shifts focus away from appearance and toward long-term control. Now, we need to talk about consumer culture because this is one of the strongest forces keeping people financially trapped. Modern marketing is designed to make people dissatisfied with what they already have. Social media constantly exposes people to curated lifestyles that create comparison and insecurity. Advertisements convince people they deserve upgrades, convenience, luxury, and instant gratification. The entire system is built around keeping people consuming. But constant consumption creates constant dependency. Every new subscription, upgrade, and financed purchase quietly increases the amount of money required just to maintain daily life. Over time, people become trapped in high-expense lifestyles that require continuous stress and labor to support. This is why many people earning good incomes still feel financially anxious. Their cost of living expanded faster than their financial security. Consumer culture also encourages emotional spending. People shop when stressed. They spend money to celebrate, escape boredom, reduce anxiety, or reward themselves emotionally. Consumption becomes psychological relief instead of intentional decision-making. That creates a dangerous cycle where emotional discomfort leads to spending, and spending creates future financial pressure. One of the most powerful ways to escape the middle-class trap is learning how to separate happiness from consumption. Most lasting fulfillment comes from health, relationships, freedom, purpose, and personal growth, not constant purchasing. Wealthy individuals often understand delayed gratification better than average consumers. They are willing to sacrifice temporary appearances in exchange for long-term freedom. That mindset shift changes everything because it redirects money away from lifestyle inflation and toward ownership. Another important strategy is reducing fixed expenses aggressively. Fixed expenses determine how dependent you are on your current income. Lower fixed costs, create flexibility. Flexibility creates freedom. Freedom reduces stress. Many people focus entirely on earning more money while ignoring how powerful expense reduction can become. Reducing unnecessary obligations creates immediate financial breathing room and accelerates wealth building because more income becomes available for investing and savings. Over time, these small intentional changes completely alter someone's financial future because they stop building a lifestyle around consumption and start building a life around control, stability, and long-term independence. If this helped, like and subscribe to the Daily Yield because we are building real success one step at a time.